What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. You are watching Emirates Live. My name is Boy and we are standing at the Polderbaan. It is Saturday, June 29th, 2024. Another day of arrivals over here. The first arrival of today's show is an SAS CRJ 900 arriving from Copenhagen. 1 hour and 3 minutes underway. "15 years old, first flight January 2009. A very good morning to everybody who is joining already. It is another sunny day here. I think I'm probably dressed too warm for the occasion. It is already quite warm. Hardly any wind. I'm still wearing jeans and vest. Unfortunately, no sunscreen with me. I did apply sunscreen to my hands and to my face and neck and whatnot, but means the vest has to stay on. Now, sorry for the delay. I am very sad that the mother fudging Finnair A350 just landed and we missed it. I was still struggling with my USB cable since it wasn't charging my phone, and that it ought to do, otherwise it is going to run empty with the screen constantly on during streaming. For some reason I was also having the same issues with my monitor, which is why I also went and purchased batteries. I have a couple of USB-A to USB-C cables and they all have the same problem, so I think the issue might be in the power station perhaps, I don't know. It's very random. I disconnected the cable when it wasn't charging, left it a few minutes, put it in again, and all of a sudden the phone started charging, so I kept it in place. Think if it ain't broke, then fix it. The phone is now charging. It's the first day with the S24 Ultra. What a difference. The screen perfectly legible as if you are inside. So it took a little while yesterday to get everything configured. I'm still in the process of all the credentials, all the account credentials for all the apps. Takes a little work, but I was able to get the split screen in like I was used to with my old phone. So the same configuration, day and night difference. It is really like it's like you're being inside, so easily this screen is legible. Now I have to check if the chat on my phone is synced with what I see on my laptop, but it does look like it is updating. Right, KLM B763 having arrived from London City. Current status quo, big picture overview. This is looking to the south, looking to the west. Outbound traffic passing overhead. Looking to the east. And back to the north, where TUI is about to land. Good evening. Bob tuning in from Sydney. Roy, goedemorgen. And of course Austrian Wolf, Maria, JD, Paul, Michael, Mieke, Urs. Good morning one and all. TUI flight 395 having arrived from Willemstad, Curaçao. 9-year-old airplane. Michael, goedemorgen. Matt, goedemorgen. Silkenader, goedemorgen. Lucky Games, goedemorgen. André, goedemorgen. Now, Roy, big thank you to you for your continued support. 14 months already. Nice to be part of this great stream. He writes, well, honored to have you as a member. Hope you still like it in the lounge. Hope there were ample sausijzenbroodjes the other day. And even if you decided not to stay a member, I hope you will stay a frequent visitor for many more months to come. Thank you so much for your support, Roy. Always a pleasure to have you in the stream. 2 airplanes on the glide slope, A319, EasyJet arriving from London Gatwick up first, Norwegian Max 8 arriving from Copenhagen in the background. No grumpy face on it. Apparently a blank lipstick. Also a massive big thank you to Paul for your continued support. Going green, 12 months, a member, no accompanying text along with it, but thank you so much, Paul, for your continued support from Leiden and Noordwijk. Hope you still like it in the lounge. A full year, how time flies. Thank you so much for your support, mate. Hey, Evan, also back in the chat. Good to see you again, mate. Hope all is well. German Monster, good morning. Finnair A350 fan also in the chat. I'm sorry I let you down with the Finnair A350, mate. Stupid cable. So it is very random. So now I have a functioning USB A to USB-C cable that charges my phone, keeps it charged while the screen is on. I changed ports, I tried different cables. It seems the cable is not dysfunctional, but maybe some randomness in the USB ports or something, I don't know. Also a big thank you to Marco. 6 months of membership en weer een maand voorbij. Hatseflats en gas erop. How to translate that into proper English. Another month gone. Hatseflats. What would be an appropriate translation for hatseflats? Kabam, kaboom. Gas erop. Literally translated, put the pedal to the metal. Thank you so much for your support, Marco. Hope you still like it in the lounge. And even if you decided not to stay a member, hopefully you will stay a frequent visitor. This is Norwegian Max 8, arriving from Copenhagen, 1 hour and 3 minutes underway. Brand new airplane, began flying in August 2023. Less than a year old still. See that Lance is also back in the chat. Good morning, Lance. Good to see you again, mate. Nizam, goedemorgen. Good morning. Bob says, hope to be visiting the Netherlands again inside 12 months. Well, if you're in the vicinity, do hit me up. Always nice. Good morning to Frank. Hadi Erwin, goedemorgen. Go get those nice airliners. I'll do my best. Hopefully Ricardo will also tune in. He always sends everything in the vicinity of Wateringen to Schiphol. Usually helps. Right, big jet on the glide slope. United Airlines flight 968 arriving from San Francisco. 777-200 9 hours and 40 minutes underway to get from San Francisco to where it is right now in the sky. February 1998, first month it began flying, making this airplane 26 years old. Hey there, Andrea, who is tuning in from Canberra? Canberra, right? Canberra, I think. Where this evening already. Down under where the days have started to lengthen again, as they have started to shorten again here on the Northern Hemisphere. Bob says, sounds like you might have some dirty contacts. Contact cleaner spray might help. That might be helpful indeed. we'll look into that. Another airplane in the background, and you could also see the exhaust gas deforming the picture of the airplane. That should be Transavia arriving from Verona, which is going to be the number 3. Directly behind this airplane is a Royal Air Maroc arriving from Tangier, I think. Or No, Royal Air Maroc was the old name, right? Air Arabia Maroc is what they're called these days. Billy is tuning in from Fiji. Welcome, Billy. Good evening to you. Harry, goedemorgen. Frank says, emphasis on Canberra. Hey there, Roadhog. Good morning, mate. Hope all is well. Micha is tuning in from Borkenberge in Germany. Morgen. United we stand. Paul says, sounds like you are in Spaghetti Junction. Spaghetti Junction? No idea what you're meaning by that. Goedemorgen, Cornelis. Two more airplanes. Air Arabia Maroc up first, arriving from Tangier, A320, 2 hours 40 minutes on the way. Transavia arriving from Verona, the one that we saw enter in the background from the right, now number 2. There is a number 3 coming in from the other side, from the west, from the left. That should be an A321neo BA arriving from London Heathrow, which I'm not sure if we might capture. Ah, cable mess. Yeah, well, do have a lot of cables right now, but I do keep them nice and sorted. Howdy Greet, goedemorgen. Huggy Bear, good morning, mate. QJ, good morning. That sounds more the Dutch eat too much Indian food and the intestine can't handle it. That's in reference to what? Have I missed a message or something? Probably. Nice 3 airplane linear glide slope shot. Where is master of glide slopes, Mr. Donnelly? He's been MIA now for a while. Japanese characters who's tuning in from Osaka Airport. Konnichiwa. Welcome. Hey Infinity, goedemorgen kerel. Ronald, goedemorgen. Hey there Peter, good morning, good to see you again mate. Alrighty, next up Transavia, arriving from Verona. Let's see, flight 5462, 737-800, 1.5 hours underway. The PHHZI, 24 years old, first flight April 2000. Man, I cannot believe the difference in screen brightness. This is so easily legible. It really is like you're indoors now. Right. Morning Aeolus Capital. Paul Bakker is tuning in from Polderbaan. Goedemorgen. Welcome to the show. And all others who have joined in the meantime, welcome to you too, of course. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy and we are standing along the Polderbaan, runway 18 right. At the moment the only runway being used for arrivals. There's a little wind, unlike yesterday when it was quite windy. Got the dead cat out again. We're expected to have single-digit wind speeds all throughout the day, and it looks like there is a little gap after this next airplane has landed, allowing me to brief you, show you what's going on over here. BA flight 423, an A321neo arriving from London Heathrow. 43 minutes on their way. It's the G Neo V. That's its registration, NEOV. G Neo V, 4 years old, first flight August 2019. Not so Neo then. Thought I heard something. It's like a duo, a tandem tricycle. Awesome. For those who are unable to cycle on their own, have a buddy seated right next to you. This is what the wind on the scale of chimney smoke looks like right now. Let me take you through the current status quo. Now it's not a very eventful day in the terms of heavies. The only queens expected are expected later in the afternoon, 3 o'clock, nearly 5 p.m. local time. This is the Delta Airlines A350 that I also have tagged as an airplane of interest, flying from Johannesburg to Atlanta, so not coming here. The A380 is late, will land on runway 27, more than likely. So basically the only airplane of interest right now coming this way on short notice is the Orange Pride, expected a 11:45 approximately. Yeah, meter is showing us wind from the south-southeast. Handful of knots, 4 knots, 204, few clouds at 2,000 feet, air temperatures 18 degrees C. What will the wind do today according to Windfinder? Well, not much. Might turn a little bit to the north, so maybe this runway will be used for departures later tonight, but it's all very modest. Might just stay the way it is right now. Right now, Polderbaan, and we are standing over here, the only runway being used for arrivals. Today, runway 27 will be the secondary runway, as was the case yesterday and most of the days lately. 2 runways in use for departures right now. This runway is still out of commission due to maintenance, at least until the end of the month, I think until Sunday, and tomorrow that is. Although it was said that after the reopening, at least until September, it will be used a bit less than normally would be the case due to stuff like ILS calibration still needed and whatnot. Now, in the meantime, let's see. Flight radar, where is the next airplane? Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Looks like the next airplane is going to be an Embraer 190 arriving from Prague that is now flying over Markermeer. So it should be coming somewhere over there from that direction. Let's do some sightseeing. Is there a traffic jam going on? I think this is the A5 highway and it does look like there's a traffic jam, at least in one direction. Is that also the case for the A9 highway? Nope. That is ongoing in both directions. Christopher Coot and his buddy over there. In the meantime, there is outbound traffic from runway 24 that is passing us by. KLM 737. Let's see. Hadi Sander, goedemorgen. Hadi Brenda, goedemorgen. Kermit and his buddies, they are there somewhere. Just where? Still haven't succeeded in finding it. Haven't seen the firefighters yet, by the way, in case you were wondering. So I think if they are going to do a patrol, we are due to see them still. Yesterday we didn't see them at all, come to think of it. Now, the grass is high, but you heard some explosive perhaps just now. They are inspecting the runway while it is calm over here. And also a warm welcome to Mark, who just became our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. Thank you for choosing AMS Live, Mark. I hope you will like it in the lounge. All the custom emojis now at your disposal. If airplanes are coming, you might be able to use them. Still wondering when they are going to cut the grass over here. Happy New Year, folks. Good morning to Alan. I for one am having a great Saturday so far. Would be a bit greater if there were some airplanes, but I think that problem will be sorted soon. See, the Embraer 190 arriving from Prague is flying base and is close to the glide slope, so I think we should be able to see it. Which also means that this airplane, I was about to say, this pickup truck will vacate the runway soon. K4, one of the three Ranger Raptors, Ford Ranger Raptors. Now can we see the Embraer 190 already? It looks like it is turning in according to flight radar. It's a small airplane. And the background is not exactly the best to do some spotting. I think if you know where you need to look, we ought to be able to see it. Got it. Just a little glistening. Goedemorgen Mike, greetings back to Enschede. Hadi Marike, goedemorgen. Kasper, good morning. Hey there, Sir Lurk, good morning. And all the others who have joined in the meantime, a warm welcome to the show. Our next airplane approaching, KLM flight 1302. Embraer 190 arriving from Prague in the Czech Republic. 1 hour and 5 minutes on the way to get here so far. It's the Fizi. Fizi come, Fizi go. EZY. And the airplane is 10 years old. First flight October 2013. Hank is asking if I heard something about the private jet that landed next, or that ended up next to the runway yesterday. No, and to be honest, I also did not have the time to look into it. So nobody or anybody, I didn't see anything, nor did I hear anything. And after I was done with all the post-stream stuff and the video I made of that iffy landing yesterday from the 737, I was busy most of the day with the transfer of all my data and settings and apps from the old phone to the new phone. Ooh, nice. Thank you for your kind words, Johan. Nice clothing, caps in the shop, recommended. I'm happy that you're so enthusiastic about them. Misha is asking, accident yesterday. Yeah, apparently a BizJet landing on the Oostbound runway 22 ended up next to the runway. Though I don't know any details, but all of a sudden while we were streaming over here yesterday, there were calls to the fire department, and also Lifeliner medical helicopters were summoned to the scene. So something happened yesterday. The approach coach, Frank says. Well, isn't it also, what's that called again? Oh yeah, I'm no pickup artist, if that's what you're hinting to. Which you could also call an approach coach. And thank you to the donator of Earthlings gifted membership. Thank you on behalf of me as well. Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Barry. Is this Captain Wheelie doing a warm-up lap? Now, good news, 777-300 arriving from Cape Town, flying off the coast in the vicinity of Noordwijk, so it should be somewhere over there in the sky. I think in a few minutes might see it pass by on the downwind leg to the north. And in the meantime, Croatia Airlines A319 arriving from Zagreb, turning in, and Bro 175 arriving from Southampton should be turning in from the other side in the background at some point. But again, based on what you see on flight radar, it's always hard to estimate where the airplanes are really in the sky real time. Hey there, Emin. Good morning. Good morning, 6110 Swissport worker. Dave Lee, good morning, mate. Hope all is well. Good to see you again. Drew Gambino, goedemorgen. Hey there, Melis. Goedemorgen, good morning. Wexa Chizek, good morning. Tuning in from Munich. Hopefully, decent weather there. Roadhog says the co-pilot opened the window and was waving. Did not see a thing. Did not see it. The monitor is at home until I have that power issue sorted. So I'm looking at my little screen, my 3.5-inch camera screen. Have to look back, but nice. Not a lot of people here. Might still change. It is nice and decent weather, and it is weekend. So the first airplane coming in, Sundair, flying for Croatia, operated by Flyair 41. What a specific name, Flyair 41. The little airplane behind it at its 10 o'clock is KLM flight 1070, arriving from Southampton, and Embraer 175. In the background, now turning in at 7 o'clock of the number 2, vaguely visible. KLM flight 1402, arriving from Paris Charles de Gaulle. Good morning, David Mead. I hope I pronounced your last name properly. Says morning to all. Welcome new Evo channel to me. Well, welcome to AMS Live, mate. Hope you will like it here. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi. It's not mandatory, but it's always appreciated. And also, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot. A lot of people watching. A lot of them are knowledgeable. All of them are friendly. Good morning, Duncan. Hey, Ange, good morning. Ah, cool. Well, in that case, I need to update the thumbnail, perhaps. Already had a pilot throwing 2 thumbs up. That was specifically to me. He reached out to me later. Makes for an even better thumbnail. Right, I think this is the first butt shot of the day. Looky here. Does my bum look big in this? Adi Marissa, goedemorgen. Good to see you again. Servus Erik, tuning in from Tirol. Grüße zurück nach Tirol. Eden Real. Real? What's the proper pronunciation of it? Eden, good morning. What's this? That is Russell the Crow doing a flyby. He won't be attempting another opening of the bag because the bin, the bench next to the bin is occupied by 2 people, so I think that's too crowded for him. Now, you might also have seen... Oh, gone. I was just about to say Fidel Kestrel doing some hovering. He was closer by just now, looking for Pinky and the Brain, which shouldn't be too difficult, considering that Pinky is rather loud. Ah, Barry recognizes something. The fast show, excellent. Oh, suits you, sir. Oh. Fast show was epic. Buono estente, buono estente. Chris Waddle. Also big fan of Mitchell and Webb. Real, Eden Real, cool. Won't be making any mistakes pronouncing that incorrectly. Martijn, goedemorgen. Bear, good morning, good to see you again. Hope all is well. Martino, good morning. Tuning in from Northern Alkmaar. Welcome to the show and sit back, enjoy the ride. BA flight 430 up next, A320 arriving from London Heathrow, 39 minutes underway. 14 years old, first flight March 2010. That's number 1. Epic. Previously on the gift shop sketch. I'm looking for a gift for my aunt. British butt shot in the house. KLM Embraer 175 arriving from Berlin up next. And looky here in the background, and now number 2 777-300 arriving from Compton, California. No, wait, that's Cape Town, South Africa. In the foreground we have KLM flight 1772. Embraer 175 arriving from Berlin, 1 hour and 5 minutes underway. 7-year-old airplane. First flight September 2016. Eli is asking a question about the sticker. Well, first of all, don't you recognize it? Because it is very familiar if you are of a certain age and have grown up with the Nintendo Entertainment System. So if you're younger than that, then you probably don't recognize the dog. It's the dog from the infamous game Duck Hunt for the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES, where you had this gun and you could shoot ducks, and this dog would pick them up, hold them in front of you, show what you shot, and that's the dog. So if we go duck hunting, that's a reference to Duck Hunt. Now, a massive big thank you to Sebastian, who just now gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Sebastian. Dankjewel. 5 new members, courtesy of Sebastian. If you are one of the recipients, don't forget to say thank you. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge. You can use the Duck Hunt dog and all the other custom emojis now. Use them and use them whenever you see fit. Sebastian, dankjewel. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. Welcome new members. This is KLM flight 598 777-300 arriving from Cape Town, South Africa. 10 hours and 57 minutes on the way. The PHBVU, 6 years old. Let's look and listen. Hadi Tom, goedemorgen, good morning. Hadi Ray, goedemorgen. Ray says, lekker wakker worden zo, toppie. Which translates to, nice way to wake up. Excellent. Good morning, DJ Digital Media, Scorchio. Not on the Costa Lincolnshire. Ooh! Nimbo Cumulo! Flying AMS Live logo. Let's check that. Oh. Bit higher. Oh. Almost. Close but no cigar. Air Canada flight 808. Counterfeit flying AMS Live logo. 7879 Dreamliner arrival from Toronto, Canada. 6 hours and 19 minutes on the way. 8 years old. First flight February 2016. The next airplane should be arriving from the east. In the background, from the right, still flying towards the glide slope, towards the localizer. That is PC Pegasus, flight 5015. Interesting. Normally I think it's the 1251 that we see. Anyway. Ooh, I am hearing stuff overhead, right behind me. Looks like it is flying to Frankfurt, a twin jet. I'm hearing it. There's also a little bit of contrail production going on here. Actually, cirrus clouds here and there. It is visible. So if there is a bit of blue, we might be able to do some contrail spotting. Looks like there's more humidity in the sky now than it was yesterday. Pegasus in the background. Pegasus in the background, turning in. That's an A320 arriving from Antalya. That is AYT, right? I think it is. Yeah, Antalya. Antalya, Turkey. First up, Air Canada, flight 808, 7879 Dreamliner, arriving from Toronto, Canada. Indeed, Frank, a boot to taxi. But are we getting a boot shot to butt? Not from it taking the first exit, maybe the second or third. A belated boot shot. An airplane filled with buddies, friends and guys. Yo, it is Captain Jerry in the chat. We were missing you, or at least I was. Should I drink or should I go now? Always, the answer is always drink. You know that. Good to see you again, Jerry. Hope all is well, all things considered. A day with glide slopes and not the captain of glide slopes wouldn't be a proper Saturday. Now the stream is complete. Next up, A320 Pegasus, flight 5015, arriving from Antalya in Turkey, 3 hours and 41 minutes on the way. It's the TC DCM, 8 years old, first flight June 2016. Good morning Lois, good morning Lee, good morning Tim, aloha Jinshin. Engineer on board, Christos, goedemorgen. Good morning. Floris, goedemorgen. Hey there Paul, good morning. Man, reading the chat now is so easy with the S24 Ultra. Really well worth the money if it holds up in warm conditions as well. It's like you're sitting inside reading a chat window behind the computer. Day and night difference. Third airplane in the distance. Coming this way, Tarom 737-700 arriving from Bucharest, and the next airplane will be following it. Lufthansa arriving from Munich, A319. Nick, good morning. No others who have joined in the meantime, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is Polderbaan arrivals, runway 18 right, with a little bit of wind blowing from the south, more or less south-southeast. Last time I checked the METAR. Wind is expected to stay moderate, a handful of knots, just a few bow 4, 1 or 2. KLM Orange Pride, probably the next airplane of interest around 11:45, wasn't it? An hour and 15 minutes or so from now, expected to arrive. Arriving from Vancouver, so landing on Polderbaan regardless of runway use. Oink oink, the fly pig has landed. Well, I say going to land on Polderbaan, but if you're going to do a runway inspection, nah, probably not. Not gonna happen. If they're doing that, I propose we gather at Schiphol with torches and hay forks, pitchforks. Turkish butt shot. Nice slope, indeed. Nice linear slope. Howdy Matt, goedemorgen. Weren't you in the chat already before? Jerry says, boy, getting me drunk quick. Wouldn't dare doing that. Wouldn't dare to do that. You know me, I'm well behaved. I particularly never pull any pranks. Now, speaking about epic stuff, if you haven't seen, check out the community page. We have a preview of the Amos Live OnlyFans page, and if you follow the link in the announcement and you like what you see, you can also subscribe with a 10% discount. So if you haven't seen it already, have a look. Well worth looking into if you want to see butt shots and whatnot. Premium content. Read the comments below. Everybody is raving enthusiastic about it. Probably the best thing of this year, 2024. Howdy Clemencia, goedemorgen. Tim asks, what time is the A380 landing? Last time I checked, it was expected around 1:25. Still, there seems to be a traffic jam over there. We're jamming. I hope you like jamming too. Traffic jamming. Anyway. I want the traffic jamming with you. Anyway. Daarom up next. 737-700 arriving from Bucharest. Flight 361. 2 hours and 28 minutes underway. Back to the 737-700. Earlier in the week we saw the baby bus, also together with the baby bus of Air France. De baby buses. The airplane is 20 years old. First flight October 2003. I always knew Marissa is a lady of taste. Big fan of the OnlyFans page. Wolfgang initially was having an issue with the link, but that has been sorted. He is also a big fan now. It's not just for the ladies, or it's for everybody. Lee says, not sure how I will explain the OnlyFans subscription to the wife. Don't. Just don't. Why do you have to go and make things so complicated? Is what Avril Lavigne would say. I'm hearing it. There it is. KLM Embraer going out. Lufthansa coming in. Flight 2302 A319 arriving from Munich. 12-year-old airplane, first flight August 2011. Howdy Betty, goedemorgen. Teun, goedemorgen. Again. We saw that yesterday too, on several occasions. Substantial flocks of birds still chilling in the grass here, immediately adjacent to the runway. Hey Richard, hey! Also sunny in Rotterdam South. Not rainy today. Happy to hear that, Richard. You deserve some sunshine as well in Rotterdam. Eli says, bro, what are you guys talking about? Just have a look, just have a look. In the foreground, Embraer 190, KLM flight 1268 arriving from Copenhagen, and in the background KLM 7879 arriving from Cartagena. Hey John, goedemorgen. Good morning Josephine. And good day to Claudette, who is tuning in from Melbourne and is originally from Tilburg. Nice. Quite a few former Dutchies now living in Australia or New Zealand seem to have found the stream lately. Awesome. Let's not linger too long. That shot in the making, but Dreamliner coming in. KLM flight 741 arriving from Cartagena. 9 hours and 30 minutes exactly underway according to flight radar. Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. It's the PHBHI. 7 years old. First flight September 2016. Tilburg, god non de you. Hey there, Space Chief, and good morning. Also on behalf of Alina and Liana, who are also watching. Goedemorgen, good morning. Hadi Tom, goedemorgen. Good morning, Dennis. Tuning in from an overcast Tipperary. Well, I'll be sending some sunshine over to you. Sharing is caring, right? That is a 777-200 by the looks of it. Or does it have winglets? No, it doesn't seem to have winglets. 777-200. I was looking at the nose for a moment. I thought, is it an A330? But then I looked at the tail and I thought, no, definitely a 777. Abhishek, good morning. Any update on KLM B763? Throwing me a bone here. What flight is that? Don't know all the flight numbers by heart. This is Fidel Kestrel. Looking for Pinky and the Brain. Oh. Is that Raoul Kestrel? Might be. Next up, EasyJet A320neo arriving from Prague in the Czech Republic. 1 hour and 8 minutes on their way to get here. Austrian registered OELSR. 1 year old, first flight June 2023. Is asking, when am I going on holiday? He says, whenever I'm at the spots, I always get the urge to go on holiday. I have no holidays planned yet, Richard. I have plenty of places I want to go to still. But as long as I am a cat owner, I want to limit my trips a little, because I don't want to leave the cat alone too long, or at least with a cat sitter at home. So my next holiday probably will be in the winter, skiing trip. Air Canada Flight 900 up next, arriving from Montreal, 7879 Dreamliner, ready to rob a bank, 5 hours and 59 minutes on the way. 5-year-old airplane, first flight February 2019. Triple purpose, now part flap and part aileron again, although they're not going to give input to the aileron right now. As you could see, also part of the spoiler system, speed brake. Hadi Tristan, goedemorgen. Berend, goedemorgen. Chinchunlo, good morning. Bandit Air Canada. And pretty soon, Delta A330, now number 2, behind an EasyJet A320neo that is arriving from Copenhagen. 1 hour and 5 minutes on the way, 4 years old, first flight July 2019. Spoilerons. I think that is a nice way of putting it. Third airplane, far left center, coming. KLM Flight 644, arriving from New York, JFK, 78710 Dreamliner. 3 airplane glide slope shot, I'll drink to that. Bottoms up. Ah, some nice vodka. Hey there, Conan, who is tuning in from Australia. Good evening, mate. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Amsterdam. And welcome to everybody else who is joining in the meantime. You're watching Amos Live. My name is Boy, and we are standing alongside the Polderbaan. The infamous Polderbaan. 1-8 right, 36 left. Now in use as 1-8 right. Only runway for arrivals. Moderate wind blowing from the southeast, south-southeast, handful of knots, 204 or something, 4 knot wind, expected to stay moderate all throughout the day. Sunny conditions, few low clouds here and there, few high cirrus clouds here and there. Contrails to be seen. Do see a twin jet flying west of me from north to south right now. Not going to point the camera towards it because incoming is Delta Airlines Flight 162, A330-300, arriving from Minneapolis, Minnesota, with the potential to get loud. 7 hours and 19 minutes on the way, 17-year-old airplane, first flight March 2007. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi. It's not mandatory, but it's always appreciated. And if you have any questions, feel free to shoot. Everybody here is friendly, and a lot of people are watching are knowledgeable. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I spy with my little eye on flight radar Ita Azzurro coming this way. Not the Giulia Frulia yet. The Giulia Frulia is also coming. I hope it'll land on Polderbaan. Beautiful airplane. Oh, it should be in the vicinity. I'm not seeing it just yet. Maybe after the next airplane. KLM flight 644, 787-10 Dreamliner, arriving from New York, 6 hours and 11 minutes underway. The PHBKG, it is 4 years old. Its first flight was in January 2020. More big birds coming, not immediately after this airplane. First a Transavia 737 arriving from Ibiza, and then another 777-300 arriving from Las Vegas, KLM. See, the flapper rotor is moving a little bit. That is aileron input, which is why it isn't in the full. Oh, yeah. Means that the pilot in control and the pilot flying is moving the control left and right. Next up, Transavia, flight 5680, arriving from Ibiza, 737-800, with a KLM 777-300 behind it, arriving from Las Vegas. PHHSM, 9 years old, first flight April 2015, 2 hours and 13 minutes underway to get here from Ibiza. Dennis says, or asks, on any day how many planes land there? It seems a lot, yeah. Hundreds? Hundreds. I don't know how many exactly, but you can do a little bit of math. I think there was a cap on the number of flights on a yearly basis. What was it? A couple of 100,000? 400 or 500 or so? Divide that by 365. More than 1,000 flights a day? That doesn't seem too far-fetched. Thank you, Cus, for chiming in. On average, 1,371 planes land every day on Schiphol. Holy shit. Next up, the PHBVD. It is the KLM 777-300ER in the SkyTeam livery. Returning from Las Vegas, KLM flight 636. 9 hours and 2 minutes underway. The PHBVD, 14 years old. First flight August 2009. Oh no, Julia Frulia is going to the wrong runway, Marissa says. That's a pity. American Dreamliner returning to the United States. Little twin jet, think a narrow body flying from south to north, just west of me. Let's see. There it is. Is that Air France? Little Airbus by the looks of it. Next up, Lufthansa flight 988 arriving from Frankfurt, A319, 46 minutes on the way. 11-year-old airplane, first flight September 2012. Hey there, CV. Good morning. A319 already looks petite. The A318 is even smaller. Hello there, Random, who is tuning in from Cork in Ireland. Welcome to the show. Dennis is off to earn a crust. Well, take care, Dennis. See you in the next one. Hey, Stefan. Good morning. Alrighty. Now, the ITA is now number 3, right after 2 KLM Embraers. First one being this Embraer 175 arriving from Bremen. The airplane behind it is an Embraer 190 arriving from Munich. This is KLM flight 1762. 40 minutes of flight, 154 nautical miles, Bremen, Amsterdam. 6-year-old airplane, first flight January 2018. Howdy hee ho, hi ho, hi ho, silver lining, hee ho. Now the bigger sibling, the Embraer 190. KLM flight 1850 arriving from Munich, a bit further away, 364 nautical miles, 1 hour and 6 minutes of flight time, 13-year-old airplane, first flight August 2010. Tractor on the cycling path. Which far? Some nice equipment. Oh, it is busy. Yeah. Busy on the cycling path over here. Have a look. 2 tractors. Tractor Fest 2024. You see it here live on AMS. More tractors, damn it. Agricultural activity around the runway never stops. 24/7, 365. Is that a play? Marissa asks. Could be. Could be. It didn't say so on the tin, but it sure as hell looked like it. Next up, ITA, the one and only of today. Sadly, the Julia Frulia going to runway 27, but this one isn't. This one isn't going to get away. ITA Airways flight 120, arriving from Milan, A320neo, 1 hour and 23 minutes on the way. 123, it's the IHOC. EIHOC, which is a year old, first flight June 2023. Just turned 1. AMS Farm Life, AMS Tractors. Ideas for a second channel. Bellissimo aereo. Beautiful azzurro. And at the risk of making KLM fans angry. I agree with Melis. ITA blue is the best blue. Although, have you seen the new jet blue? That is also a pretty airplane. Actually, it looks quite similar to ITA. KLM flight 1002 up next, arriving from London Heathrow, 737-800. 40 minutes underway, all par for the course, the PHBCE. 10 years old, first flight March 2014. Well, at least on your way from London to Amsterdam, you'll have Wi-Fi on board this airplane. What would you do without it? Thank God for that. Outbound traffic. Air Baltic, 8-20. It's coming back. Real wave to the chap driving it. In the meantime, E2 Embraer landing here, arriving from Zurich. Good morning, Martin. Good morning, Robin. Now, what's next in the pipeline? And E2 Embraer 190 up first, and the first of, I think, probably two again, A300-600s DHL bananas coming in. This one arriving from London Luton. There's probably another one on the way arriving from Madrid. First up, KLM flight 924, Embraer 190 arriving from Edinburgh. 1 hour precisely on the way so far. The airplane is 14 years old, had its first flight in March 2010. Good morning, Lucas. Fasro Darshine. Good evening. Tuning in from New Zealand. Probably totally mispronounced your name there. Fasro Darshine. Howdy Marcel, goedemorgen. Hele goede morgen to you too. Mercer says that the second banana is nearing Dutch airspace, so won't be long. There's usually not a lot of separation, temporal separation between the two A300s arriving. Here it is, the first of the two. DHL, supposedly in the delivered with pride livery, but the picture on Flight Radar shows a standard livery, so I'm thinking it's probably just a standard livery. Ah, I did say it perfect. Well, that's just a lucky guess then, or maybe just a little bit of intuition. A300 600 arriving from London Luton, 41 minutes underway, 190 nautical miles. It's the D-Dair. It's the D-A-E-A-R. This airplane is 30 years old, had its first flight in February 1994. Let's see, I was in the last year of elementary school back then. What were you guys doing back then? February 1994. Some of the DHL pilots have reached out to me after filming their arrival. I was hoping maybe one of those pilots would be flying and would throw a little wave to us, but unfortunately not. Ah, if you ever played Skyrim, Fuzzroda is a dragon shout. Okay. Well, I live under a rock, so no, I haven't. I have never played Skyrim before. Now, ladies and gentlemen, does anybody have the time? What time is it? Also, good morning, Arjan. Astra Benjamin. Tuning in from hot Cairo in Egypt. How hot is hot, dare I ask? Zodork was built in 97. Yeah, day 2. Frank says people in Gibraltar live near a rock. Absolutely. This is Play A320neo, arriving from Reykjavik. 1100 nautical miles. The TFPPE, a year old, first flight October 2022. Hey, Liwe. Liwe being Mr. Literal. Screw you. Second banana confirmed for Polderbaan, Marissa says. That's good news. Hey, Ricardo, goedemorgen. I think you are sending all the airplanes in Wateringen to us, aren't you? I notice a constant flow of traffic. I was thinking that must be Ricardo. And Bob is back. Good to have you again. Man, it is a day and night difference. New phone can just read everything as if I were inside. No reflections, no nothing. Day and night difference, day and night difference. And Astra Benjamin says now 37 degrees in Cairo. I'm assuming C. So that is what? 104 F? For those not used to metrics, the metric system. Anyway, Iberia Express arriving from Madrid, A320, flight 3722. Lie. Not gonna lie, this airplane already does. Little butt shots. Marissa says, oh, it feels so international when boy pronounces my name in English. The English way. Absolutely. AMS International. I've got two airplanes in the distance coming this way. First being a number 190 arriving from London City. The second one is a JetBlue A321neo arriving from Boston, Massachusetts. Third airplane behind it, already visible, is KLM Malta arriving from Malta. Who would have thought? Hey Bo, goedemorgen, good morning. Lucas asks, how warm is it there right now? Warm. I am dressed far too warm. It was cooler this morning than it was yesterday, and yesterday already was rather chilly with the wind. So I put on jeans and a vest. And only put sunscreen on my face, neck and hands. So the vest has to stay on, otherwise my arms are going to burn, but it is warm. It is jeans and shorts weather here. Not going to get cold. Come here with short sleeves and short everything. Hadi Marian, goedemorgen. Aegean A321neo going to the wrong runway. Arriving from Athens. Indeed, a little bit of WD-40 can't hurt. An umbrella with squeaky brakes, who would have thought? That's a first. Now, interestingly, on the scale of chimney smoke, seems to be a bit of wind. Over here, not so much. JetBlue flight 631 arriving from Boston, Massachusetts, an A321neo, 6 hours and 17 minutes underway. First flight was in February 2023, making this airplane a year old. Oh, I thought for a moment it was going to become a wheelie. Setting up for a wheelie. Alas, it wasn't meant to be. Still no sign of the firefighters, nor did we see them yesterday. One champ that we did see yesterday and is also back out again today is the Moon. Another Moonshot here on AMS Live. Do have to try and see what we can see of the moon under dark conditions someday. Let's see. This is KLM Malta Airlines arriving from Malta, A320neo, flight 394, 2 hours and 43 minutes underway. The 9H Neo. 6 years old, first flight made 2018. Indeed, Alan, didn't look far from a tail strike. The nose was really pitched high. Bob says that his phone tells him it is 20C at Amsterdam and it is 14C where he is at. Let's do a quick refresh. Have a look. The METAR, what does it say right now? Last time it was 18. Yeah, 20 degrees. Wind blowing from the south with a little bit of directionality, a little bit of variation in the directionality. 5 knots, 204, 20 degrees C. Not much to write home about over here. A few clouds at 2,600 feet. The Orange Pride crossing the North Sea, expected around 11:48, so half an hour from now. I'll paste the latest meter in the ticker after this landing. KLM flight 1042 arriving from Birmingham, 737-800. HBCD, 11 years old, first flight May 2013. Nice combination of a few friendly cumulus clouds, Limbo Cumulo, Scotcho, and some cirrus clouds higher up. No contrails in the immediate vicinity. The next airplane is already approaching. Let me quickly paste that METAR in the ticker for you guys. And then up and away we go. Hey Brody, also back in the chat. You made it. Good to see you again, mate. All as well over here. Nice little sunshine. Moderate temperatures. Finally a bit of summer underway over here. Lord knows we've had to wait for it a long time. It's been a long time coming. Bob says rain is coming here soon. It's good for the backyard, is what we always say here in the Netherlands. Wholesome, grow some weather. Hey there, Joner. All's well over here. Hope that also goes for you. Alrighty. Sebastian says now it's ETAR instead of METAR. Awesome. We'll have an ETAR instead now. Marianne is at Schiphol, waiting for her flight. Transavia flight 5683. When are you expected to leave? What time? Mark says, hey boy, do you have a favorite livery of all the planes you see every day? Yeah, I think aesthetically I like ITA very much. I also like just about all the retro liveries, so everything retro I always like, particularly that BEA, retro BA that we saw yesterday in the very beginning of the stream. Now, we've got an A330-300 coming in from Toronto, KLM flight 696. Six hours and 33 minutes underway. And it is the PH-AKF, the FAKF. The FAKF. This airplane is 9 years old. Its first flight was in October 2014. E2 Embraer 195 arriving from Manchester behind it. Oh dear, Sebastian is getting agitated. It says ETAR, and it has to be METAR, of course. Well, don't want people's blood pressure to go up too high. Let me add that M after this landing. Squeaky clean flap surfaces. KLM really keeps those heavies properly clean. Marianne will be flying to Lanzarote 1:15. Hey, nice. Ricardo will be flying from Rotterdam to Crete in Greece on October 14th. Nice, something to look forward to. Right, here we go. Bam! It is a METAR now. You can all rest assured it is properly good again. Next up, an E2 Embraer with an interesting picture if you click on it on Flight Radar. Arriving from Manchester, 46 minutes on the way, the PHNXC, 3 years old, first flight March 2021. Good morning, Optimus Toaster. Good to see you again. Hope all is well. And Robin will be flying to Kos in Greece on July 9th. And then in September to New York via Iceland. Not too bad, not too bad. Right, Wolfgang is also happy that the ETAR has become a METAR now. And Flight Radar tells me that the second A300 is flying base now. One arriving from Madrid. Quick glance in the distance. Thought I saw it already. Let's have a look. It's flying base. Was it this one? Yeah. Bam! There you go, DHL A300-600. Arriving from Madrid. Die Lise. Flemish Lise. Goedemorgen. And good morning, Anthony, who is tuning in from Missouri. Early morning, still over there. Hey, Paul, also back in the chat. Good morning, Paul. Good to see you again, mate. Hope all is well. Saw it immediately. Ample time to film and watch the chat. Sun full blasting on the screen, still easily legible, day and night difference. So awesome. It's like still being inside. Gear is extending. It looks pixelated because this is very far in the top end of digital zoom. The full 400 times would be this. Back to the top end of optical zoom would be over here. So yeah, as we say in Dutch, the gulden middenweg, the gold road in the middle, literally translated. Bit of moderate additional digital zoom helps bring the airplane a bit closer by. So this DHL A300-600 is arriving from Madrid, 1 hour and 56 minutes on the way. 32 years old, this airplane. The first flight of this airplane was in April 1992. So I was still in elementary school for another 2 years or so. Then middle school or high school, the one between university and elementary school. 1994, 2000 until 2005. The first study, 2010, 2017. The second study, I think. Bit of working in between. Of course. Fall 2022, the beginning of AMS Live. Jesse, goedemorgen. Dave A010, good morning. Good to see you again, mate. Hope all is well. Combo shot of yellow and yellow. Are we on for another drag race? Car versus airplane. Who will be the fastest over across the line? Hey, Lucky with Choc-y. Lucky Choc-y. Yeah, make a bit of room. You know your place. Give the A300 the respect it deserves. Double shot of yellow there. Epic R, good morning, goedemorgen. Now, if the stream thus far has been giving you value in the form of entertainment and you haven't already, consider giving it a like. It really helps to get this stream across to other viewers who might also be interested in content such as this. The second banana has landed. What is that? Is it higher? I'm thinking there is, let's see. Oh, is it here? No, it has to be higher still. Is it over there? No. Huh. Anyway, I thought, I see, I see a bird circling. I'm thinking it is a predator bird. I was trying to film it, see if I could get a visual on it, but sadly, birds have a tendency of not producing a contrail, making it a bit difficult to see them. Good morning, Mr. Singleton. Morning, John. Lisa says too much potassium. Oh dear. Bring out the leeches. We need to drain some blood. KLM B77W, returning from Bristol, Embraer 190. Contrail forming with shadows. MP3 is drawing attention. Respect his authority. Big picture wise. Cirrus clouds up in the sky, a few friendly clouds lower. Just a little bit of wind, which feels like it's blowing from this direction. What does the windsock say near the fire station? Oh, no Viagra in the air over there. Just a little breeze over here. Nothing too substantial. I am hearing a turboprop. Sounds like it's pretty high up already. Probably not high enough to produce a contrail. Meanwhile, Air France, flight 1444, A320 arriving from Paris. Good morning, Ed. And also, good morning, Jake. Thanks for the words of warning. Won't be sunburned that quickly. Put sunscreen on the exposed skin. A lot of my skin is not exposed. Man's not cold. Wearing jeans and a vest. Just the head, neck and hands are exposed to the sun right now. Need more vodka to stay hydrated. Next up, Choc-y. The airplane that initially was meant to go to runway 27, but then got assigned Polderbaan. KLM 1944, Embraer 190, German Airways flying for KLM. The Leicester Chocolaterie special livery, the high carb special that we have come to know and love. We know it as Choc-y. 55 minutes underway, Embraer 190 short range, the DAPRI, 16 years old, first flight January 2008, making it just as old as the KLM Orange Pride, or at least accurate to the month. And indeed still intact, not molten through the exposure to the sun. The airplane behind it, Delta Airlines A330-300, arriving from Detroit. That is another A330-300. Shocking, Frank says. Martin Air, goedemorgen kerel. Almost missed your arrival in the chat. Good to see you again. Hope it was well. Welcome to all others who've joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are standing along runway 18 right. I think still in use with runway 27 or... yeah, 27 also still in use for arrivals. Hardly any wind. What wind there is blowing from the south. But varying between southwest and southeast. Choc-y up next. Chocolate cake. Also, elevator pitch. The trim, I should say. To read it from the outside. Right. Lisa says, toch niet goed voor mijn lijn. Not good for the waist. Well, everything in moderation, Lisa. And particularly with Belgian chocolate, Belgian bonbons. And a belated happy birthday to Fasro Darshine, whose birthday was last week. The mother-in-law sending chocolate from the Netherlands. In the meantime, K4 passing by. Delta Airlines, in the meantime, touching down, arriving from Detroit. That's the stuff. That's the stuff. Noise and noisy. Exactly the way we like it here. Now, what else is in the pipeline? Narrow bodies for the next few minutes. Got 4 narrow bodies coming in. EasyJet A319, E2 Embraer KLM, Embraer 190 twice both KLM, and then looking to become number 5 if I count correctly, a KLM 777-300 that is returning from Willemstad, Curaçao. And also expected soon the Orange Pride, indeed QJ, expected in 15 or so minutes. Right, 2 airplanes on the glide slope, and flight radar says number 3 is turning in. That may be so. Oh yeah, a little bit higher, not exactly a pure linear 3 airplane glide slope shot, number 3 a little bit higher, but definitely there. This is EasyJet, arriving from Bristol, A319, 53 minutes underway, the OELKK, which is 16 years old and had its first flight in February 2008. Ricardo is asking when the A350 from Delta is coming. I did not see any underway. There is an A350 from Corendon coming. The only A350 before the Emirates A388 has landed, at least that I saw underway. Who needs brakes anyway? We trust in reverse thrust, Frank says. Absolutely, in reverse we trust. Next up, KLM E2 Embraer arriving from Dublin, 1 hour and 3 minutes underway. Again, faint glistening of the 3rd airplane on the glide slope. That would be the 2nd Embraer 190. So it's E2, Embraer 190, Embraer 190. Huh. Is there wind blowing? It almost looks like it was paddling or leaning in against wind of some sort. Alan says looks like 27 may have closed. That would be terrific. It is approaching 11:40, so that would be a normal time for the secondary runway to close. Then back to 1 runway for arrivals until approximately 1 o'clock, and then between 1 and 2 another 2 runways open for arrivals and 1 for departures. That is usually the schedule that they follow. So, 2 Embraer 190s, and at the 7 to 8 o'clock of the number 2, the 777-300 that is arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao. First Embraer 190 is arriving from Brussels. 28 minutes of flight, 88 lousy nautical miles this flight has lasted. 13-year-old airplane, first flight August 2010. And the Orange Pride ETA is in 10 minutes from now, Maya says. Great. Means that if you need to use the bathroom, grab a fresh cup of coffee or make a pot of tea, you still have time for that. Howdy Gerrit. Gerrit also back in the chat. A330 getting loud over Rijnsburg. Well, I hope that the pilots are staying away from the vodka. Leave that to me. Drinking vodka here in the field. Pilots should stay away from the vodka. Next up, Embraer 190 arriving from London City. KLM flight 984. 35 minutes on the way. 6-year-old airplane, first flight February 2018. And after that, time for the 777-300 arrival from Willemstad, Curaçao. You can run, but you can't hide from the orange pride. Alright, hell yeah. Straight from the top of your dome as I rock the microphone. Yeah, I think G&Ts are still the craze. With fruits and veggies and herbs and whatnot. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Switch it up. AMS going classy and fashionable with gin tonics. That's a great suggestion, Paul. Thanks for thinking along. This is KLM flight 736, 777-300 arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao. PHBVG. 12 years old, first flight May 2012. Has an E-tops rating. At least that's what Lance said, how I should pronounce it. Hey, cool. Ricardo spotted the orange pride already. Have you sent it my way? In that case, I'm going to capture it on footage in a few minutes. Hey Jeffrey, goedemorgen. Frits, goedemorgen. All others who have joined in the meantime, good morning one and all. You are watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are standing along the Polderbaan runway 18 right. At the moment, once again, the only runway for arrivals with the orange pride coming in. Ah, the Yorkshire pronunciation. E-tops. Hey, another flight pick coming in, 4th for arrival. Awesome. Yeah, I see it. Embraer 190, Embraer 190, Embraer 175. Flying oink oink. And probably Transavia 737 then next. Glasgow, Turkish, nice. And of course, Orange Pride arriving from Vancouver. Cool. Right, here we go. First Embraer 190 arriving from Cardiff, KLM flight 1080. 57 minutes of flight time, the PHEZV. 12 years old, first flight January 2012. Alessia, goedemorgen, good morning. Right, it's getting nice and toasty here. Luckily my neck is protected from having the hoodie of my vest over my cap. You might think, isn't that warm? Paradoxically, it is cooler than having the sun burn on your skin directly, for some reason. Just one day of more warmer temperatures, even though we are not expecting any significant precipitation in the upcoming week. as of tomorrow, I believe it was said that temperature was going to go down again with highs up to 20 C, not above, roughly 70 F. Today the highs expected in the mid-20s. Hey, contrail passing from south to north, really close by, a little bit east of me. Let's look and see. Cannot read your chat messages now because my camera is pointing up, which means that my phone is pointing to the ground. Is that Air Canada? Why would it be flying in that direction? That is to the Nordics. Probably isn't Air Canada then. This is German Airways, flying for KLM, Embraer 190, arriving from Aberdeen. Having touched down after an hour and 7 minutes of flight. 16 years old. Ah, die Connie. Ah, Christian. Ah, die Adriaan. Ryanair, that might be very well possible. C and rain for Paul in Yorkshire. Summer has been and gone already. Whoa. Time to get out the Christmas tree then, hey? Time for another Embraer KLM flight 1788 arriving from Hanover. 40 minutes on the way. It's the Fax. P-H-E-X-X. Fax with double X. Somewhat of a nice hip-hop name, MC Fax with double X. A lot of gold chains. And a ludicrously expensive Richard Mille watch. And Cristal champagne. Bubbles. Oh. Could go for a nice glass. Then again, you can wake me up for a good glass of bubbles and espresso every day of the week and every time of day. Ah, it was Ryanair indeed. Thank you, Adriaan. Air Oink Oink, numero dos, number 2. Pegasus A321 Neo, and this is the flight number that we usually see when we do see it, the 1251. The other one was 5015, if I recall correctly. Air Oink Oink, Pegasus, Fly Pig, arriving from Istanbul, 3 hours and 10 minutes underway. 1-year-old airplane, first flight July 2022. Let's look and listen. Let's have a look in the cockpit, why not? If we can see something. There is a nice little Pegasus on the end of the wing. Wow. Why not put that logo bigger on the main fuselage? Holy shoot. Holy shizzle. Bacon Express. Nice one. Stefan is pimped out with a triple screen, AMS Live, F1 sprint race, and the first part of the Tour de France. Has that also begun already? Holy cow. And aren't the Olympic Games also beginning somewhere in the next couple of weeks? 737 arriving from Glasgow. Up next, KLM flight 936. 1 hour and 1 minute underway. The PHBXK, 23 years old. First flight August 2000. Sadly, Marissa is going to leave us after the Orange Pride. Not before we have seen it, the PHBVA. We've seen it every stream now in the last week, haven't we? Lucky us. There's definitely been times where we didn't see it so regularly. The Orange Pride has become a little bit of the Choc-y of a couple of months ago. No stream would go by without us seeing it, without a cameo. And indeed, Stefan says the Olympics will be starting soon. Hey there, Adam, Mr. Newton, who is tuning in from Maine in the United States, says love the video and the comments. Thank you so much for your kind words, Adam. Welcome to the channel. If you are new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi, like Adam did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. A lot of people are watching, they're all friendly, and many of them are knowledgeable. Transavia up next, arriving from Valencia with a symmetric flight number 6336. 2 hours and 3 minutes it has flown to get here. Valencia, España. No Wi-Fi on board this airplane. No roads. Picture-wise, still a mix of a few friendly cumulus clouds and some high cirrus clouds. What wind there is blowing seems to be coming from this direction, more or less south-southeast. This is looking directly to the south, southwest, west, directly east, northeast, north. There's a little contrail up there. Is it higher or lower? There it is. Flying to the northwest, north of us. Hard to see already, quite far north from here. Have a look at the number 2. It's the Orange Pride. And Epic R says July 26th, the start of the Olympics. Cool. Another jet, or a jet, is coming in next. A321neo, arriving from Istanbul, Amsterdam, normally around 3 hours of flight time. This time it took 3 hours and 20 minutes. Was that because of headwind or because of a detour? I don't know. It also assumes, of course, that the flight time begins at the same time during the flight every time. Like, for instance, the moment the airplane lifts off. I'm not sure if it was delayed or not, but here it is. Another jet. Turkish. Airplane is a year old, first flight April 2023. Let's quickly turn back, have a look at the Orange Pride, the PHBVA. We've seen it during each stream last week, last couple of days. Every time a cameo from this beautiful airplane. Although, personally I think it looked better with the gradient and not with the tricolor swoosh, separating the orange and the blue. Returning from Vancouver, 8 hours and 40 minutes it has flown to get here. The airplane just as old as Choc-y, first flight January 2008, making it 16 years old. The PHBVA 777-300 Let's look and listen. Surfaces squeaky clean. Wonder if KLM also does car detailing. My car could definitely use a thorough cleaning, and judging by the state of their heavies, KLM is pretty good at it. Right, Marissa is signing off. Marissa, thank you for joining. Hope to see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you go out, make sure you apply sunscreen. Now, not a lot of wind, again on the scale of chimney smoke, and also the windmills hardly moving. First thing I will do once I get home is put on shorts, take off the jeans if I can still get them off. Indeed, Epic R, you need sunglasses looking at those flaps, shiny mofos. Now, this mofo might get loud. It's Delta Airlines Flight 164, A330-300, arriving from Minneapolis, Minnesota. 7 hours and 19 minutes underway, 20 years old in total. First flight began in October 2003. Chimney smoke on Viagra, indeed. If there's no Viagra in the air, then if the windshock isn't on Viagra, then the chimney smoke is. It's either one of the two. There's always Viagra in the air here in Amsterdam. Fudge, yeah. It really pays off to have Jennifer Lopez on the 80s in the background with Let's Get Loud, subliminally priming the pilots to use the reversers. Ooh, nice, Epic R going to the market, getting some Vietnamese lumpias, nice. Contrail going from east to west, north of me. Well, everybody can immediately see what airplane this is. 777-300. That is Emirates. Could we see if it is the old standard livery or nah? That's too far-fetched. Or is the ribbon updated? The one the members also have access to as a custom emoji. Easily recognizable. Almost as easy as the beluga that we saw earlier in the week. Next up, Embraer 175 arriving from Nice, which is nice. 1 hour and 39 minutes underway to get here. Flight 1474, the PHEXT. 6 years old, first flight January 2018. Oh, a little wobbly. Eddie back after a fat finger error by Austrian Wolf. Lisa has gone deaf. Cannot hear you anymore. Stacy says, how are your eardrums? Well, shattered. Alrighty. Next up, Britty Hopper, arriving from Humberside. Eastern Airways flying for KLM, arriving from the UK. 40 minutes underway, Embraer 190. 15 years old, first flight January 2009. Embraer 175 arriving from Leeds behind it. Alrighty, got a Dreamliner arriving from LAX as number 2 on the glide slope. Just turned in. And Kermit is also still out there. Kermit the Frog. Ah, Bob says my hearing aids handled the noise good. Nice. Yeah, I've said it before, I'll say it again. You are watching Amos Live at your own discretion. Any damage to eardrums or speakers, you cannot claim from me. You are watching this channel at your own discretion. Viewer discretion is advised. If anything, Sue Delta. They're the one getting loud here. Or better yet, Jennifer Lopez. It's all her fault. She's the one who was saying to everybody, let's get loud. Kermit is lucky not living in France. Absolutely. Well, we do have Harry the Heron here and his mates, who also is quite fond of a little bit of frog leg. Some sashimi frog legs. Next up, KLM Flight 604, 7879 Dreamliner arriving from LAX, 9 hours and 24 minutes underway. The PHBHM, 6 years old, first flight August 2017. Vodka. Almost half a liter of vodka in the hole, down the drain. Try to take in at least a liter a day. That's what doctors recommend. Flipping heck. Was that an error? That must have been a pilot error. That was the reversers. And it seemed that the handle was stuck for a while. Or was it reverser testing day? Did not see that coming. But we sure as hell heard it. Indeed, Alan, pretty loud for a KLM. Yeah, rookie pilot, that's a new pilot. Probably self-employed, external. Hasn't been trained yet, hasn't gone through the entire onboarding yet. Yeah, Delta pilot on an exchange program. That must be it. Must be it. Right, time for an A319 EasyJet arriving from Milan. 1 hour 22 minutes underway, 15 years old. First flight January 2009. Craig and Matt, good day. Tuning in from down under. Hope all is well. Butt shot in the house. Not just on the AMS OnlyFans channel, but also on the regular channel, butt shots galore. And next up, narrow-body is it. Has the A380 landed already or something? It's all narrow bodies. Where are the deltas? Man. British Hopper up next. Embraer 170 arriving from Teesside or Darlington. Flying for KLM as flight 964, 15 minutes underway. It is an Embraer 170 long range, and a long range it has flown 51 minutes, 255 nautical miles. Proper use of this airplane's long range capacity, I'd say. 20 years old, first flight March 2004. Right now, a cloud in front of the sun and actual shade over here. Looks a bit shady. And Ricardo is informing us that the A380 Emirates Flight 147 is flying over the Czech Republic, so it is underway. Sadly, will arrive after 1 o'clock, so very likely landing on runway 27. In other words, somewhere over there in the distance we get to see a glimpse of it. Now I'm sticking around until it has landed. Slim Shady, indeed. Now the next airplane to arrive is Transavia, arriving from Zakynthos, flight 1730, 737-800, 2 hours 58 minutes underway, 25 years old, first flight May 1999, it is a millennial, the PHHZE. Kermit says, hey, that's also green. Is that a frog passing by really quickly? Now, interesting dichotomy. Here is openness. There is more cloudiness. And there is also more cloudiness. Looks like we are right in the center or on the edge of a center where things are more open with cloudiness both west and east of us. Northwest over the sea also might be just more cloudiness land inward. Looks more open over the North Sea. Mirror smooth water indeed. Hardly any wind. Embraer 190, German Airways up next, arriving from Bordeaux. And the airplane behind it at its 10 o'clock is TUI. But it is Sunwing flying for TUI, arriving from Ohrid, the Sunwing orange airplane. This is German Airways, time for KLM, flight 1442, arrival from Bordeaux, 1 hour and 23 minutes underway, Embraer 190 long range, 17 years old, first flight January 2007. A bit of squeakiness, full of thought. Hey, good news. Frank says Suriname Airways is going to lease a Belgian A340 again. I did see that they were flying A330s lately, but it would be nice if the A340 would return to Amsterdam at some point. We did have one recently flying back and forth, and I think it was rented from somewhere in Germany or something. Flew back and forth just outside of the stream time scope. H-Man says, did you notice the plane crash yesterday? Well, I heard about it, but wasn't able to see anything. Also afterwards, was really busy, so I did not look into it. Have no idea what happened there. Do you know more, H-Man? This is Sunwings Airlines, flying for TUI, arriving from Orbit. Nice. That is exactly why the mundane 737 is still an awesome airplane in the hands of the right pilots, such as those of Ryanair, who also often use the reversers when they do get applied, like this one did. It does get loud. Really awesome. Right. Bom dia to Swaley. And Adrian says diamond over Hoofddorp. I do think I hear something. Vaguely. Not seeing anything though. A380 over IJmuiden. Yeah, that one I can see. That's not too far away from here. Big fat bastard. Is it the ribbon tail or is it the non-ribbon tail? Kermit is now thinking ribbit, ribbit tail, ribbit, ribbit. No, ribbon. The one our members have access to in the form of a custom emoji. Quite clearly visible. In the meantime, while we're waiting for another batch of airplanes, K1, the VW, the only VW of the 4 pickup trucks. K2, 3 and 4 are all Ford Ranger Raptors. Doing a little inspection. Paul says, standard tail, I think. Yeah, it did look like it. Hey, what the fudge is going on? 3 helicopters. Okay, interesting. That is the Finnair A350 passing overhead in between the clouds. Yeah, Finnair A350. Now that's a triplet of police helicopters. Ah, National Veterans Day in The Hague, Frank says. So I'm assuming they will make a left-hand turn then and fly away from us at some point towards The Hague. Cool. A350 arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao is also coming, flying base. Looks like it'll be number 4 for arrival. With 3 narrow bodies approaching first. This is a Transavia arriving from Corfu. If I'm not mistaken, the Transavia Sunweb was also expected, I think around 1 o'clock or something. Going to say is indicating that there's an A380 coming. I think that might be it. Yes, that's the one. Meanwhile, another Transavia coming in from Kefalonia. Transavia 737 arriving from Kefalonia, Transavia arriving from Paphos, and the A350 should be turning in. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that we can see it already. Oh dear. Kermit and his buddies are getting excited. Hadi Lane, goedemiddag. Good to see you again, mate. Hope all is well. This is Transavia arriving from Kefalonia. 800, 5 years old. Right, next up, GetJet Airlines flying for Transavia. The beautiful all-white arriving from Paphos. Then more interesting is the airplane behind it. It is an A350. A dedicated flight between Willemstad, Curaçao and Amsterdam by Corendon / World to Fly. Beautiful airplane. Look at the intricate details in this livery. So many details to see. might have to want to see it in replay to slow down and watch all the details. And the Lysin doesn't disappoint. Right, time to quickly turn back. Corendon, World to Fly, up next. The one and only A350 of today's show. Coming this way, arriving in a couple of minutes. 8 hours, 58 minutes on the way so far. A350-900, 2 years old, first flight April 2022. At it's 10 o'clock, you should see a lot Embraer 175 arriving from Warsaw. Embraer 190 arriving from Stuttgart might become visible in the background, approaching the glide slope from the right in the background. Indeed, WTF, what the fudge? After the two narrow bodies up next, Delta is throwing in an A330neo arriving from Seattle. So something coming my way from the east. Looks like it is flying to the southwest, maybe to London or something. What is it? Now, once again in the shadow, bit shady, and shady characters come out in the shade. Christopher Coote, Clint Eastwood, and also a polished looking airplane arriving from Poland, from Warsaw, Lot Flight 263. Touching down after an hour and 41 minutes of flight. Air India, Marky says, and good day to you. Pan, goeiemorgen. Well, afternoon here in mainland Europe in the meantime. Hey, Betty also in the chat, good morning. Or good evening. Saturday morning for you? Thought so, yeah. Afternoon for us here. Doing well. Lovely weather here. Yeah, that's a terrible disappointment, Marky. Can't hang out for long, unfortunately. H-Man says, if you fly on lot, does that mean you have won the lottery? Well, not if not if the lot airplane is flying to Toulouse. I think it also depends on the destination. If it flies to lead, then you're leading the way. Good to hear. Betty also doing fine. Embraer 190 KLM arriving from Stuttgart. The FEXA PHEXA, 10 years old, first flight December 2013. The next airplane, Delta A330 Neo. Will it get loud? We'll find out soon enough. Yes, we hear you. There's the culprit. Delta Airlines Flight 144 up next. Arriving from Seattle, Washington, 8 hours and 58 minutes underway. A330 Neo, 4 years old, first flight March 2020. Let's take a listen. Hey, you're also back in the chat. Good to see ya. Or were you lurking all the time? We've heard better. Hey there, Christy, tuning in from Atlanta, Georgia. Morning and welcome. Others who've joined in the meantime, good morning too, or good evening, or good afternoon. Welcome to the show. AMS Live is what you are watching. My name is Boy. We are standing along the Polderbaan, runway 18 right at the moment, and until 1 o'clock, the only runway for arrivals. Sadly, the Emirates A380 expected around 1:30. Which is also the time when runway 27 will be open for arrivals until 2 o'clock. That's a runway where incoming traffic lands from east to west, and that means that everything arriving from the east of the Netherlands will be assigned that runway for the duration that it is open. Not always, but the vast majority of incoming traffic will be assigned to that runway in that time span, which means that the A380 very likely is going to land on runway 27 today. In the meantime, we are looking at an E2 Embraer that is arriving from Bergen, KLM flight 1164, 1 hour 25 minutes underway. The airplane is a year old, had its first flight in January 2023. Alan says the first 767 of the day is on its way. What's its ETA, eh? Betty up early, 6:27 a.m. still. Hans' favorite airline up first, Vueling, arriving from Barcelona. And I see the first 767 of the day already. I thought it was further away, but just had to wait and flight radar would show it. Yeah, 1 minute, Alan. Short-sightedness. Adam says last time I flew to AMS, it was the old Northwest Airlines. Whoa. That definitely takes us back. I think I went spotting in 06 or something, back when there was still a spotter's Platz at runway 24. I do recall that, I think, were they MD-11s or DC-10s that Northwest were still flying then? I think I took some pictures of them and also some pixelated videos. Horrible quality. But yeah, that's what you had back then. Spot the dot. I think I'm hearing a 777. I think I'm hearing a Chinese triple. Yep, that's a Chinese 777 freighter going to Shanghai, Chengdu, or some other Chinese city. Right. From Chinese triples to toothpaste. Icelandair, flight 500 767-300 in the new livery, arriving from Reykjavik. 2 hours and 34 minutes on the way. The airplane 23 years old. The first flight of this airplane was in August 2000. Nice. Not too loud. Oh, Frank says that there's also an air show in Biddinghuizen. How about that? Nice. Now, the next airplane to arrive is a big mofo. KLM. And another big bird is flying behind it. KLM 777-300 arriving from Lima in Peru. KLM flight 767, an A388-300 arriving from Bonaire behind it. 2 KLM heavies. Now, we've established that the heavies of KLM do come equipped with reversers. It's just that the pilots are hardly ever using them. Who knows, these might also be rental pilots who haven't been onboarded properly, so despite knowing better, let's hope and look and listen if this one might get loud. Hey! Grime on the flap surfaces? What the fudge? Mind blown. Yeah. Yeah. Christopher Coot is also swimming around confused. What the fudge was that? Say what? Now, next up, KLM flight 767. That is not a Boeing 767, it is a running gag of KLM, assigned flight numbers of airplane types to flights that are flown on airplanes that aren't the airplane type that the flight number indicates, if you're still following. Now, this airplane is arriving from Bonaire, 9 hours and 5 minutes on the way. Interesting names. Some places on Earth. Nepal, Bonaire. landing. In typical KLM style, it has to be said. Fred is going to enjoy his dinner. See you on the next one. Adrian says Hercules is flying along the coast north. Now in the vicinity of Katwijk. What altitude is it flying on? Because I am afraid that if it flies over the coastline and it is really low, it will be impossible to see from over here. Now let's see. Next up, 737-800 arriving from Milan. And the 737 Transavia arriving from Zakynthos behind it. Third airplane is turning in, and that is an A320neo arriving from Edinburgh. Not seeing it just yet. "350 feet, Adrian says. I think then it will be impossible for me to see from over here. Need more vodka. Time to start with the second pint. Dutch Avgeek 777 says hello to you too. Welcome to the show, and welcome all others who have joined in the meantime. You're watching MS Live, and my name is Boy. We are standing here along the Polderbaan for another 25 minutes or so, the only runway for arrivals. This is a Transavia 737 arriving from Zakynthos. Narrowbodies rush hour right now. Marky has to go. See you later. Stacy says, "Boy, I noticed that the window shades are down on a lot of these planes during landing. Is that normally allowed in Europe?" I think it depends on the operator. I know that it isn't allowed on many of them. Now, if you look at this airplane, it only has economy seats, so these airplanes are really cramped with seats. I can imagine that if you are flying on a wide body in the front, flying business or something, and you have 3 windows available to you, that maybe you just have to keep open the window that you're sitting next to or closest by to, and that you can maybe shut the others if the light intensity is too severe, but I don't know for sure. Then again, cabin attendants are not walking through the airplane during the landing, they are also seated, so might be that it is prohibited, but that Europeans are just very stubborn. And I think, well, cabin attendant is away, screw them, I'm just closing the blinds anyway. Alan also has to go. See you later, Huggy Bear. Take care. Now, as the goods are resting and doing a bit of washing, our next airplane is approaching. EasyJet A320neo arriving from Edinburgh. Flight time 1 hour and 5 minutes. Brand new airplane. This airplane began flying in March this year. exit stage left, leaving us with a butt shot. Now if you're thinking, whoa, those A320neos are awesome airplanes, let's see them. I wish I could see more of them. You're in luck. Looky here, another A320neo, this one arriving from Dubrovnik, also EasyJet. It's not alone, it's getting chased by a KLM 737-800 that is arriving from Madrid, flight 1502. In the meantime, the sun once again is shining here and it is so incredible. I can easily still read everything, the chat, everything. The screen is on full blast and working a treat. Not dimming because of heat or anything. Also, hardly any reflections. Day and night difference with yesterday. If it holds up during warmer conditions, I'll be one happy camper. And it will have been worth the investment. Now I'm hearing something overhead. I'm not seeing a contrail. I do see several cumulus clouds here. Nimbocumulo, which makes it a bit less scorchio. No contrails. No contrails. Shut up, Kermit. Only speak when you are spoken to. Outbound Embraer passing by overhead. Now I do see a contrail that is almost right in the zenith, passing overhead to the southwest. No, southeast, apologies. Or is it? It's almost directly overhead, about as high as the tripod will allow the camera to rise, to look up. Yeah, looks like it is on its way to Frankfurt or something. Now also a bit further out, contrail east to west, south of me, and still a little bit east of me. Hard to see. Wrong quadrant of the sky to be looking at contrails. It's better when you have the sun in your back when they are passing by north of us. Next up, Bombardier C-Series A220-300 Air France, arriving from Paris-Charles de Gaulle, flight 1640. 44 minutes underway, brand new airplane, first flight September 2024. And yes, Stacy, I am using the S24 today. Picked it up yesterday, got delivered to the delivery point after all. Even though initially I was receiving a mail that said that they had to postpone the time of delivery, which usually means next day. Then later I checked after streaming yesterday, I saw another email coming in. It is at the pickup point now where I had requested it to be delivered. So I went there and it was lying there, so yep. Iris asks, do you know where the A380 is going to land? Yep, it's going to land on runway 27 sadly, not where I am standing. Well, you never know with 100% certainty, but I can say so with 99% certainty. Boxstock says, yeah, you made the news yesterday. Did I? Don't recall. Was I on the news yesterday? Hey, Mr. Master! Look who it is. What is the color of the sun? Hello, everybody. Hello, how are you? I can speak English. I learned it from a book. Now, who knows this reference? Totally agree with you there, Alan. Those A220s, beautiful airplanes. And it looks great in a minimalistic Air France livery. Also looks great in the blue ETA. I think it would also look terrific in a Finnair livery. That's right, Paul. That's right, Barry. Manuel. Hello. How are you? Got the Embraer Phenom on flight radar inside, but we'll land on runway 22 by the looks of it. When is the next airplane coming to us? It looks like it might be TAP Air Portugal or KLM Flight 1754 arriving from Hamburg. Hamburgers. You naughty moose, indeed. No, Rick, not Modern Family. Not Modern Family. Although I do like me some Al Bundy, but yeah, that's the problem with Ed O'Neill. Doesn't matter where he performs, he will always be Al Bundy forever and ever. Hard to see. Oh wait, no, there it was. I thought I saw a contrail, but it looked like a dead end. This one is not a dead end. Now, looking on flight radar, it looks really empty in terms of inbound traffic to Amsterdam. 2 airplanes in the entire, no, 3 now, also in Zeeland. Incredible. Now there is a 777-300 arriving from Atlanta coming this way. Schiphol Airport, one of the busiest airports in the world. Or at least that's what they say. I think that is... you know what time it is. Playtime on the outbound. I think it might do a right-hand turn come this way. Since there's nothing going on with inbound traffic, we might as well see if we can follow it entirely back on its way to Reykjavik. Assuming it is going to come this way. That's the little bank to the left that they always make to avoid Hoofddorp and Nieuw-Vennep. Flying out over the A4 highway now, and I'm expecting a right-hand turn any moment now. Or not. Yeah, there it is. Well, it is coming this way, but it is making a bigger circle than I initially thought it would do. Well, in that case, let's just have a look at TAP Air Portugal. I think should be Well, let's try to find it. Let's begin with that. Top Air Portugal. Where is it flying according to flight radar? In the vicinity of Beverwijk. So somewhere in the vicinity of the radio tower, I think. Oh, I got it. Really small speck in the sky. Where is it? There it is. As in, really tiny speck in the sky. Telescope mode disengaged. And back to telescope mode. Now I'm hearing play come this way. Took its sweet time to get here. Still over the North Sea. Top Air Portugal, flight 668, arriving from Lisbon, A320. Sound you pick up on the mic is play. I think. Or is it a different airplane? Might be a different airplane. Now, Top Air Portugal is not going to be the first airplane. I thought it was going to be the first airplane, but it's going to be the number 2 behind an Embraer 175 arriving from Hamburg, approaching the glide slope from the other direction. So by following this airplane, I'm thinking we should get a nice combo shot of both airplanes on the glide slope. Ah, it was another KLM passing overhead. Hey there, Nick Outdoor Adventures. Goedemiddag, good afternoon. Right, so where is the airplane right now? Still, still a substantial bit away. But it is turning in, north of Beverwijk. The Embraer 175 arriving from Hamburg, according to flight radar, already is on the glide slope. Let's widen the shot a little bit. Looky here. Glide slope shot established. Alright, job done. I'll drink to that. Right, there you go, 2 airplanes on the glide slope. First one, Embraer 175, KLM, flight 1754, returning from Hamburg. Hamburg in the north of Germany, not too far away, 205 nautical miles, 41 minutes of flight, which brings it in the ballpark of London, Paris and Luxembourg, the 40 to 45 minute flight time range. The airplane 8 years old. First flight March 2016. QJ says, I hear a sip. Is Jen Drussek there? You know it is, Marja. Blue Smirnoff, nothing but the best, right? You know I'm a man of high standards, so that goes quite far in all aspects of life. TAP Air Portugal up next. A320, flight 668, we already saw it. Arrival from Lisbon. 1,000 nautical miles according to flight radar to be precise, or at least that's, I think, no, that's the the journey it has taken so far. 2 hours and 26 minutes on the way. The CSTNW, 18 years old, and began flying in May 2006. Hey there, Rodney. And hey there, Ben from Haarlem, who hopes to see the A380. Well, I am going to show you, but it is going to land on runway 27 with near certainty. I won't be coming here because it is late and is expected to arrive around 1:30. Eerily quiet in the Dutch airspace right now with respect to incoming traffic. It's really grinding to a halt almost. Now there is a Dreamliner from Saudia entering Dutch airspace, but it is also almost 1 o'clock. So I'm thinking Saudia is probably going to land on runway 27. Right. And our king is in a Marine Navy suit in The Hague, Adrian says. Veterans Day. Or at least a veteran remembrance or something. And once again, we'll have to wait. In the meantime, the Coots are grabbing a spot of lunch. And Saudia confirmed runway 27, thought so. Epic R back. Good to see you again, mate. Yum 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 yum. Veggies. Fibers. Yum 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 yum. Now, other than the coots, I haven't seen any other birds in the water. I did see a duck fly by earlier, but as you can see, it is becoming increasingly difficult to look in the water, particularly on this side. The far side is still somewhat visible, but they really need to cut the grass over here. You can see somebody is sitting here, but if you sit down and you're not located over here, I mean, this is my normal spot. Things over here still look decent, and particularly on the ground here, you can see I've trampled so many times around the tripod that it has become barren. But the rest is all high grass. If you sit down, you won't be able to see any airplanes. They did mow the lawn on the other side, even though there's already a bunch of flowers blooming right now. In the meantime, our next airplane is flying base, and I think we should be able to see it based on the fact that we were able to see TAP Air Portugal earlier, which was smaller and also was flying a bit further to the north. Question once again becomes, where is it flying? Was lucky with TAP Air Portugal just now. Obviously it should be somewhere over there. Let's see. Do I see something moving? Interestingly, I don't. You'd think with the airplane now flying on profile, looking at it from the side, you would be able to see it. I'm just moving the camera back and forth a little bit so that you guys can also see where I'm looking. I'm looking over the camera. First need to see it visually and then I can point the camera towards it. Really is a ninja plane. Oh wait, shoot, now I see it. It's already far closer by than I thought it was. Stupid flight radar, always hard to see. Well, I mean, my flight radar now is very good to see, as is the chat. It's just that estimating where airplanes are in the sky based on what you see on flight radar is a bit of a challenge. Right, another airplane. It is a Saturday, summer season. As they would say in Dutch, you can shoot off a cannon. So calm and quiet it is right now. Didn't I say something clickbaity in the title, like exciting arrivals? Uh-oh. Down goes the subscriber number. Lies, damn lies, and AMS lies. Hey, Timo, tuning in from Finland. Welcome to the show, mate. Yeah, Ricardo says also stand at the McDonald's. Yeah. Thing is, it is not a location where it is constantly busy. Now, then again, you can argue that is also the case for this location. When they use runway 18 left, need to say it properly, for departures, it is a secondary runway. What you often see is that the heavies take off from the threshold, so that is right next to that is before the crossing with runway 2709. The narrow bodies often take off further to the south, and that is really far away from the vantage point from the McDonald's or next to it where I usually stand. So basically, ideally you would want constant influx on runway 27 and occasionally some outbound departures on 18 left. Those are the conditions where it is an interesting location to be standing at. Right now, both runways are being used, but it's one runway at a time. I'm not too sure if it is a good location to be spotting the departures from unless there's an outbound exodus of heavies that take off from the threshold. KLM B762, 777-300. Atlanta, Georgia. A380 confirmed for runway 27, as expected. And the first airplane to runway 27 is already on the glide slope. Embraer 175. Bam! This is 400 times digital zoom in addition to the 20 times optical zoom. This camera can go, I can also enable 800 times digital zoom. It is absolutely ludicrous. Come on, come on. You slippery bastards, where are you? Come on. They're so close. You think you should be able to see, you'd think you'd be able to see them. Well, guess again. Alrighty, Avion Express. Flying for Transavia. An airplane type that you don't see normally for Transavia, an A320. Another one with intricate details, have a look. Beautiful airplane. 1,000 nautical miles to get from Lisbon to where it is right now. The same as Top Air Portugal, which was also arriving from Lisbon. 2 hours and 22 minutes underway. The airplane is 15 years old. Its first flight was in January 2009. Looks like everything to runway 27 is flying in relatively straight, not going to Lelystad first, which is something you often see. Means that the A380 is probably within visual range for us in 10 or so minutes from now. Stefan, absolutely. I'm not sure if I am going to be at Polderbaan yet. I will have to see what the wind is doing tomorrow. But if I am here, absolutely come up and say hi. Won't be able to chat with you extensively though while streaming. But you can always come up and say hi. Now. Let's see, BA A319 turning in. Very vaguely visible. And Ricardo says Veterans Day today in the Spui in The Hague. And yeah, airplanes flying low over Wateringen. We also saw the helicopters, the 3 helicopters. Next up, BA Flight 436 A319 arriving from London Heathrow. Airplane 37 minutes underway. Airplane 23 years old, first flight September 2000. And the K-Dan, the pilot flying the EasyJet. Any chance I can send you the video? Absolutely. If you hit me up via email, I can send you a WeTransfer link and I can cut your arrival from the stream. It will be attached with everything that you also see in the stream right now. So the commentary, the ticker, the time, everything. That is what it comes together with. let's see. The A380 still flying straight towards Schiphol, more or less, with 2, 4, 5 airplanes ahead of it. Yeah, 10 minutes or so. Hey, now my screen is dimming for the first time. That's interesting. Okay. Screen brightness now dimming. Let's turn it off. Turn the screen back on again. Maybe does that do something? No. Okay. Well, it is fully exposed to the sun now. Has been all the while. Hardly any wind, so that's probably then the overheating protection. I can change the settings. No. Okay. The bar seems to indicate maximum brightness, but it definitely has dimmed. Interesting. So apparently it does dim the screen at some point. Going maximum again. No. Is there something I can do to change the settings? Toggle adjustable brightness on and off doesn't seem to do anything. Well, it's still legible, comparable with my old phone. Just not as bright as everything was before. And no low battery. I've got it attached to a USB-C cable, so it's I keep it at 80% now all the time. So that should not be it. No warnings or anything in the pop-up screen about impending overheating or anything. It does feel a little bit warm, but right, well, so much for doing an entire stream with full brightness, it seems like. Is there something I can do? Right, well, it's a good thing that we're almost done with the stream. A bit disappointed in the phone already, apparently throttling down. Doesn't look like there's something I can change in the settings. Adjustable brightness set. Hey, I was talking about how we did not see the other ducks or other birds other than that we haven't seen them other than the coots, but there we go. Fair feathered mama duck, and she still has 3 ducklings. Thought we saw 2 earlier. No, 3. Still a triplet. Alrighty. Cool. They are getting bigger, aren't they? That's good. Means they can fight off any attacks better. Less vulnerable. Now, next up, KLM flight 758 777-300 arriving from Panama City, 9 hours and 44 minutes underway. The PHBVB, 16 years old, first flight March 2008. Yeah, already maximized for bright conditions. Interesting. Putting the screen off and on doesn't resolve it. The brightness slider is already at maximum. I've got adjusted brightness set, so not exactly sure what I can do to help it. Probably the only thing required is cooling. Right, let's look and listen, and then it is over to the last airplane of the day, I think, the Emirates A380. If there's somebody still left watching after a very quiet stream. That's not the A380 already. I need to look further away. There it is. Now I am going to switch back to the airplane that is coming next. The airplane coming next on Polderbaan is a Ryanair 737-800. Hey, Choc-y Linux, long time no see. Hey, now now the screen brightness is increasing again, so I think it is a heating question. Yep. Now the screen brightness is back to what it was again in the beginning. Man, that is some randomness. So it needs to be cool, and otherwise it's going to throw a tantrum and dim. Well, it held up quite nicely, it has to be said. The sun has been shining on it for several hours now, so with the screen constantly being on,